Welcome, great warriors, back with another episode of Vigor Warriors 2. Hope you guys are doing well. It's about 25 degrees. We're getting into warrior weather, and the cold shower this morning with the cold weather was just perfect. And this is going to be another great day. So I hope you guys are on your plan, purpose, doing well. I want to give a shout out to one of our great viewers, Danny, who sent this great quote. And I'm going to go ahead and kind of use the quote for a couple different videos. But let me read the quote for this one. And so once again, shout out to Danny. Great job. Thanks, Danny. The founder of Dubai, Sheikh Rashid, was asked about the future of his country. And he replied, "My grandfather rode a camel. My father rode a camel. Okay. I ride a Mercedes. My son rides a Land Rover. And my grandson is going to ride a Land Rover. But my great-grandson is going to ride a camel again." Very interesting quote. And so if you think about that, you're going from a camel back to a camel. Now, why? So the reporter asked the sheik, why is that? He was asked. And his reply was, hard times create strong men. Strong men create easy times. So hard times create strong men. Strong men create easy times. Okay? Easy times create weak men, and then weak men create difficult times. So we're going to do a special video on this one because there's like 2 or 3 different videos of a lot of this stuff that we're talking about in this passage. Great passage, unbelievable passage. But he goes on, let me go on. He says, many will not understand it, but you have to raise warriors, not parasites. Not these sheeps, beta males we're talking about. You have to raise warriors for this world. Add to that the historical reality of all great empires. The Persians, the Trojans, the Egyptians, the Greeks, the Romans, and in later years, the British, all rose and perished within 240 years. They were not conquered by external enemies, they rotted from within. America has now passed the 240-year mark, and the rot is starting to be visible and accelerating. We are past the Mercedes and the Land Rover years. The camels are on the horizon. The greatest generation consisted of 18-year-old kids storming the beaches of Normandy during World War II. And now, 2 generations later, 18-year-old kids want to hide in safe rooms where they hear words that hurt their feelings. They also want free stuff from the government because they think they're entitled to it. The camels are on the horizon. What a great passage. Once again, thank you, Danny, for that great passage. But let's talk about this a little bit. Obviously, guys, and we're going to do videos once again on several of these concepts. But the idea, guys, is that we are living in a part of our generation where we have a lot of weak men. We're not at the point where we have strong men creating, easy times. We do have difficult times, but that's because we've had weak men. We're in that back part of that model he's talking about there, that whole equation. And so the sheik is correct. You have weak men. They're going to create easy times, but those easy times then created the weak men, and the weak men now create difficult times. Okay? And so what you got to do, and we're going back to this now, we're going to have some rough parts of this world. We have had, right? Because what's happening is the fact is that the weak men have created difficult times for us. And what we got to do as strong men, gain our strength back. And how do we do that? We do that through retention. We do that through our energy, our strength of character, and becoming those strong males that are going to protect this world and be able to keep our world. This is why the dynasties fell apart. They destroyed from within. They destroyed because they were sitting there overcome by all these lascivious behaviors, drunkenness, sex releasing all the time, right? Pornography, overeating, right? Not having self-control, overcoming any little thing comes along, following anybody, any pattern because they're afraid. They want to have safe houses, right? These are creating weak men. And we cannot be weak any longer. We've got to be strong. We've got to gain that strength back. And even though we have difficult times, we need to overcome those times. That's what's making strong men. And when you get strong men, now we can go ahead and work on creating times. But we've got to create those. This is why you had Sparta, the Spartans, and all these different tribes and warriors continue to go through hard times all the time. Because it makes you a strong man and a strong woman. But I'm focusing on men right now because men are the ones who are the ones who are the protectors. The male energy. You've had this since caveman day. It's not going to change, right? It only changes when you get freaking weak men. Strong men need to stand up, and we need that. So Sheik is completely right in this great quote from Danny. You need to be able to say, I am not going to sit there and look at making easy life because I become weak. You need to kind of work for everything you get, work hard, and get to the point which you're becoming a self-controlled man. I'm not saying you can't enjoy some of the, luxuries and things that you guys have and the fruits of the labor. I'm not saying that at all. But I'm saying that what ends up happening is people get caught up with that so much, they end up losing perspective. And they become the parasites. They're not the warriors anymore. And so you need to become a warrior and not the parasite. Once again, thank you, Danny, for a great quote. We're going to kind of talk more about this and other types of quotes and in the other parts of the quote itself. But it is correct to say that our society is moving in the wrong direction when it comes to these statements. We need to get strong men back because right now we have weak men. And weak men are creating difficult times, and that's why we have difficult times right now. Difficult times with the economy, difficult times with all these things, and people need to stand up and be accounted for and get that strength back and become those strong males again. And those males will then be able to create a whole new world in which eventually we're going to have to watch out again. But for now, get away from the difficult times by creating hard men. And it's coming. It's coming. But once again, it's like a cycle. You've got to get it through to a lot of these beta males that this is not the way to behave. And everybody is salvageable, guys. Everybody. No person. I mean, it took me 58 years to figure a lot of this stuff out. There's no reason why any of us can't be a warrior. A lot of times we're living in darkness right now because we're looking at this freaking blue pill out there and we're not listening to what's really happening. We're believing all these nonsense, all these people out for gain, and they want to use you for this and have you buy products and all that kind of stuff. We are the warriors. We need to be strong men in hard times. That's how you get strong men. And as long as you continue on your goals and retention, and as long as you continue to fight for those type of things that are going to make us better people overall, then you're a true warrior. Until that happens, you've got to keep battling on day after day after day. The temptation to become a weak male is there all the time. It's so strong, it's overcome this world right now. And those weak males are at the point where they are destroying the world. And we need to take that back and control. All right, guys, until next time, battle on!